Hare Krishna. Let us now see the drama enacted by our devotees on Srila Prabhupada's voyage to the West to spread the message of Lord Chaitanya and preach Krishna consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Born on 1st September 1896, the day after Sri Krishna Janmashtami, one of the most important Vaishnava festivals, in a humble house in Calcutta, he was named Abhay Charan, which means one who is fearless, having taken shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. His parents, Shriman Gaur Mohan De and Srimati Rajni De, were devout Vaishnavas. He received a European-led education in Scottish Church College. This school was well reputed among Bengalis. Many Vaishnava families sent their sons there. He graduated in 1920 with majors in English, philosophy, and economics. At the age of 26, he met his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. During their first meet, he was requested to spread the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in English language. At the age of 37, he became a formally initiated disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. In 1944, he started the publication called Back to Godhead, for which he acted as a writer, designer, publisher, editor, copy editor, and distributor. The Gaudiya Vaishnava Society recognized his scholarship with the title of Bhakti Vedanta, meaning one who has realized the devotional service to the Supreme Lord is the end of all knowledge. His later well-known name, Prabhupada, is a Sanskrit title literally meaning he who has taken the shelter of the Lord. Having received the renounced order of life, Srila Prabhupada stayed in the transcendental land of Sri Vrindavan. The following conversation took place during the Vyas Puja of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. The scene opens to a conversation between Prabhupada and his god brothers.
In February 1961, some of us, the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, gathered in Vrindavan on his Vyas Puja ceremony. An offering of flowers was made before a picture of Gurudev, a humble gesture by a group of aging individuals. Bhaktisiddhanta had wanted more to spread Krishna's teaching to the far corners of the earth. Practically, there was no cohesive movement at that time. There were only disputes, rivalry, and politicking. At that time, Bhaktivedanta Swami was a junior sannyasi. He had no temple, no followers of his own, but he had firm faith in the words of Bhaktisiddhanta, and he expressed that faith in a poem.
Even now, my God brothers, you have written here on the order of our Master, and together we engage in this puja. But simply a festival of flowers and fruits does not constitute worship. The one who serves the message of the Guru really worships him. Our Master said to preach, let the neophytes remain inside the temple and simply ring the bells. But just take a good look at the terrible situation that has arisen. Everyone has become a sense enjoyer and is given up preaching. From the seas, across the earth, penetrates the universal shell. Come together and breathe this Krishna consciousness. Then our Master's service will be in proper order. Make your promise today. Give up all your politics and diplomacy.
The truth of his poem exploded in the midst of the gathering. Some nodded with approval, others became indignant. They were getting too old to make new plans. Some did not want to leave the shelter of the holy dham. One of them even challenged.
Well, if you think you can do something more, then go ahead and try.
It was his spiritual master's desire that Krishna consciousness be spread far and wide. The time has now arrived to fulfill his master's desire. Srila Prabhupada resolved to travel to West and preach Krishna consciousness. Scindia Steamship Company was one of the prominent shipping company having numerous cargo carrying vessels. Srila Prabhupada decided to request for a passage in one of their cargo vessels. Now Srila Prabhupada approaches Scindia's steamship company to request for a passage.
It was the second time within a year that he came to my office at the Scindia Steamship building in Bombay. He was a quiet man, noble, polite, scholarly. He had a specific glow about him. I don't know why, but it was source of great pleasure to set my eyes upon him again.
Mr. Choksey, my name is...
Bhaktivedanta Swami. Yes, I remember you. I remember you very well. You were here last year to get a donation for your books. Is your work going well?
Yes. Now first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is printed in its entirety. 3 volumes.
I'm so glad to hear of it. I imagine you've come for another donation.
Yes.
To continue the printing?
No.
No.
No, I have come for a ticket to America.
To America. Good heavens, to America? Why, Swamiji? I don't think that will be that easy. First, you need a passport and also a visa, and then who will take care of you? Once you get there, you'll need money and a place to stay. It is not that easy.
Passport I have, and also sponsoring papers. One man, Mr. Agarwal, his son lives in Butler, Pennsylvania, with his wife, and he will sponsor me for 1 month.
Indeed he will.
Now I need passage to America on one of your ships.
Well, please sit down and wait right here. I'll see what I can do. I'll show this to Mrs. Morarji. Just wait right here. Mrs. Morarji.
Yes, what is it?
Well, that sadhu who was here last year, remember the one? He stood for hours on the front steps of the building, waiting to see you. Well, he's back from Vrindavan and he's published that book with your donation.
I suppose he wants more money for printing his books.
Well, that's what I thought, but he wants passage on one of your ships to America.
Now, that's too much to ask. What does he expect to accomplish? He's too old to go. It's out of the question. Tell him I said no.
You won't like what I have to say, but she said no. She said that you were too old to go.
Mr. Choksey, you must help me. Please.
But Swamiji...
Yes, I am old, so I don't have much time left. Give me this chance to spread the gospel of Bhagavad-gītā in the West. You must help me.
What do you want me to do?
You go back to Mrs. Morarji. Tell her this. I find this gentleman very inspired to go to the United States.
Mrs. Morarji, I'm sorry to bother you again. It's about Swamiji. I just wanted to say, if I may, that I find this gentleman very inspired to go to the United States. He can preach to the people there about the glories of Bhagavad-gītā and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. The message of the Vedas is in the hands of a very expert person.
Mr. Choksey, are you finished?
Yes.
Tell him my answer is still no. The Swami is frail. It gets very cold in America. He is a gentleman and people will not be very cooperative. No one will listen to him. Namaste, Swamiji.
You have freighters going to America. Please give me 1 ticket, Mrs. Morarji.
Swamiji, tell me, how old are you?
Almost 70.
And you're taking such a great responsibility. The journey itself will last over a month.
Don't worry, it will be all right.
Why don't you just remain in India and finish your work on your books?
I must get passage to America.
Swamiji, I'm afraid you will go and die in a strange land.
I must go. It is the order of my Guru Maharaj. Almost 50 years ago, when I was a young man, I met him in Calcutta. I did not know him, nor did he know me. But the very first thing he said to me, "You are educated. Why don't you preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout the world?" I could hardly believe what I had just heard. After some time I asked him, "How can we spread Indian culture if we are under British rule?" First, India must become independent. No, he said. It doesn't matter who rules. This message is so important, so urgent, that it cannot wait. There is no social or political or economic system that can actually help humanity. Be kind to others. Give them real knowledge of the soul and of our eternal relationship with the Supreme Soul of Souls, Lord Sri Krishna. So you see, to this day, I have never forgotten his words.
All right, Swamiji, you can go. I will make arrangements to send you on our ship, the Jaladuta. And while you are in Bombay making arrangements, I will also get you a place to stay.
Thank you. Oh Guru Maharaj, thank you.
Mrs. Morarji agreed to let him reside at the Scindia colony, a compound of apartments for employees of the Scindia company. The resident Scindia employees all knew that Srila Prabhupada was going to America to preach Krishna consciousness, and some of them became interested in his cause. They were impressed, for although he was so old, he was going abroad to preach. He was a special sadhu, a scholar. They heard from him how he was taking hundreds of copies of his books with him, but no money. He became a celebrity at the Scindia colony. Bhaktivedanta Swami's apartment shared a roofed-in veranda with Mr. Nagarajan, a Scindia office worker, and his wife. His apartment was small and unfurnished, only his trunk and a typewriter. Some of the families brought him rice and fruit and different vegetables. He would take a little and give the rest to the children. He was a kind man, like a father. He made plans for his trip and plans to visit wealthy men in Bombay who might give him some support. One day, when Mrs. Nagarajan went past his room, he was sitting by the window.
Swamiji, whenever I come past your room, you are always writing, but today you sit quietly.
Yes, I was downtown wanting some government clearance for my trip, but it did not go so well.
I am sorry to hear that.
It is discouraging.
Swamiji, one day you will achieve your goal. You will see.
Yet, the time is not right. It is still not right. But I must continue. The people are without knowledge. They do not understand this oppressive age of Kali. They must be helped.
Perhaps tomorrow you will make some good contact who can help you. Why not?
You are like a daughter to me. Thank you for your concern. I think tomorrow Krishna will give more details.
Yes, it will go better. I am sure. Swamiji, what is it you are writing?
Here, if you read this book, you will understand.
The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam?
These books are specially meant for us to attain the real goal of life.
The real goal?
Yes, to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the real goal of life. We have all come from God, but we find ourselves embarrassed by material life. Birth, death, disease, old age. We do not want these things, but we are forced to accept. Ultimately, death forces itself upon us. Now we have a chance to get out of this entanglement. But if we miss it, if we simply remain bound up by mundane desires, then it is a great loss.
Swamiji, surely your mission will succeed.
Thank you.
Mrs. Morarji knew that he had no warm clothing. So just before he left for Calcutta, I took Bhaktivedanta Swami for purchasing some items. A wool jacket, some other woolen clothes, a few dhotis, and also 500 pamphlets containing the 8 verses written by Lord Chaitanya, and an advertisement of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. On our way back, I asked him a question. Swamiji, is this the right thing?
What?
I'm concerned for you. I mean, why do you want to go to America now at your age?
Still, I can do something good.
But why don't you start something in Delhi or Bombay or Vrindavan?
Yes, in time, I will start there also.
Swamiji, are you interested in seeing the states? There are so many beautiful things to see. The Empire State Building, it is the tallest building in the world. And Fifth Avenue is the busiest street. So many shops and everyone has lots of money in their pockets and a television at home.
What is the use? Materially, they may be very well off, but spiritually, they are lost in life. They do not know what is right and what is wrong. Someone must teach them.
But so many Swamis go to the states because it is nice. Don't you want to go there to make life easy and enjoy yourself?
What can I enjoy? What I have got to see, I have finished my life. I go for them.
Out of hundreds of people in Calcutta whom Bhaktivedanta Swami knew, he chose to call on Mr. Shishir Bhattacharya, the flamboyant Kirtana singer he had met a year before in Lucknow. Bhaktivedanta Swami called at his place and informed him that he would be leaving on a cargo ship in a few days.
He arrived in Calcutta only a few days before the Jaladutta departure. Out of hundreds of people that he knew, Bhaktivedanta Swami chose to call on me. Why? I don't know. I was not a relative or even a close friend, only a brief acquaintance. Swamiji, that you are leaving for the states should make such an important story for the newspaper?
Do you think so?
You have left Vrindavan and now you are leaving India to preach in a strange culture. Oh yes, come with me. Excuse me, but we have a story for you.
What type of story?
Well, Swami Bhaktivedanta is departing for America to preach this Vedic culture.
The Vedic culture seems to be outdated and fatalistic. It inhibits progress. On the other hand, just look at the progress they have made in the West.
What is that progress? A dog is running here and there on 4 legs. And they run on 4 wheels of the automobiles. Is that progress?
But I think history shows that many people have misused religion. Isn't that a fact?
These people have no conception of God. And they are preaching religion. It is artificial and it will only decay. That is the present condition. If you do not understand who is God and what is the order of God, then where is the religion?
It seems that religion is on the decline.
Yes, religion is on the decline. This is predicted in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. In Kali Yuga, religion, truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, duration of life, bodily strength and memory, these things will all diminish.
Thank you. But I don't think your story will be newsworthy enough for us to print.
Well, why not?
There are wars brewing, riots, floods, rockets going into outer space, the polo games. Swami, I am sorry. There are many people going to the States nowadays. We can't report on everyone who goes abroad.
But his mission is for the benefit of all mankind.
It's all right. I understand. Let us go.
The day before his departure, he travelled to Mayapur to visit the Samadhi of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati.
Oh my Guru Maharaj, everything is arranged. Your desire is now being fulfilled. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's as well. That this Krishna consciousness movement should spread all over the world. You are always compassionate towards the suffering souls. Please help me to repeat your message.
Then he returned to Calcutta. He was ready. It was August 13, 1965. He checked his essentials: passenger ticket, passport, visa, sponsor's address. He had a suitcase, an umbrella, and a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. As we took a taxi down to the port, "Is that all you are taking?"
I have also Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, 200 sets. Scindia Cargo is taking care of the shipping.
"So you are not going alone."
I have the books, and they give me great confidence.
"It will be different there. They cannot know how to respect a sannyasi."
Yes, here I have gone to see millionaires, governors, even the Prime Minister, by showing up at the doors and simply waiting. But in America it will be different.
They do not know what is Krishna Bhakti, devotion to God. But you can tell them.
Now the time is right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. He was alone, a lone fighter. When he left, there was no one on the shore to bid him goodbye. No friends, no supporter, no disciple, nobody. Even if you call me, I was not a disciple of his. I was a disciple of somebody else. So I was not his follower. But due to shared love, I had very much respect for him. So I was the only person to say him goodbye. But still, even I could not know that it was such an important thing. It was such an important thing.
The Jaladuta is a regular cargo carrier of the Scindia Steam Navigation Company, but there is a passenger cabin aboard. The voyage was from Calcutta to New York. The Jaladuta was under the command of Captain Arun Pandya, whose wife was also aboard.
Swamiji, how are you feeling?
A little better, but I tell you, last night the pains in my chest were so sharp, I thought I would surely die at any moment.
You have had 2 heart attacks in 2 days. Swamiji, I am afraid for you.
If I have another attack now, I will not survive.
Swamiji, my wife, she is clairvoyant. Let her foretell your future.
All right.
Swamiji, you will pass beyond this crisis in health. It indicates the goodwill of Lord Krishna. Krishna is sending you to America to spread his mission. The population is covered by passion and ignorance, filled of so many bad habits: meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sexual affairs. But your words can change their hearts. I foresee a calm voyage. The Atlantic will let you cross.
Mataji, you are very learned. I must confess. Last night I had a dream. Lord Krishna in his many forms was rowing the boat. He has taken charge of the ship and has blessed the voyage. Don't be afraid, he told me. I will help you. So I will not turn back now. I have come so far just to execute the order of my Guru. I have no qualification. I am not worthy or fit to do it. But I have taken up this risk just to carry out his order.
Indeed, the ocean voyage of 1965 was a calm one for the Jaladuta. Never in my entire career had I seen such a smooth Atlantic crossing. At that time, Swamiji wrote a poem.
Oh Krishna, how will I make them understand your message? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure, as you like. O spiritual master, of all the words, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. O Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So, if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me dance. O Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti-Vedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti-Vedanta. Your most unfortunate, insignificant beggar.
After a 35-day journey from Calcutta, the Jaladutta reached Boston's Commonwealth Pier on September 17, 1965. He was now in America. Prabhupada saw Boston from the viewpoint of a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. He saw the hellish city life, people dedicated to the illusion of material happiness. All his dedication and training moved him to give these people the transcendental knowledge and saving grace of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada preached the message in various cities of America. Scholars, students, and the common people inquired from Prabhupada the concepts of religion.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Swamiji, my first question is very basic. What is Krishna consciousness?
Krishna means God. We are all intimately connected with Him because He is our original Father. But we have forgotten this connection. When we become interested in knowing what is my connection with God, what is the aim of life, then we are called Krishna conscious.
How does Krishna consciousness develop in the practitioner?
Krishna consciousness is already there in the core of everyone's heart. But because of our materially conditioned life, we have forgotten it. The process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, revives the Krishna consciousness we already have. For example, a few months ago, these American and European boys and girls did not know Krishna. But just yesterday, we saw how they were chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in ecstasy throughout the whole Ratha Yatra procession. Do you think that was artificial? No. Artificially, nobody can chant and dance for hours. They have actually awakened their Krishna consciousness by following a bona fide process. This is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabu Naya Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. Krishna consciousness is dormant in everyone's heart. And when one comes in contact with devotees, it is awakened. Krishna consciousness is not artificial. Just as a young boy awakens natural attraction for a young girl in her association, similarly, if one hears about Krishna in the association of devotees, he awakens his dormant Krishna consciousness.
Can anyone function better in society by becoming Krishna conscious?
Yes, you can see that my disciples are not drunkards or meat eaters. And from a psychological point of view, they are very clean. They will never be attacked by serious diseases. Actually, giving up meat eating is not the question of Krishna consciousness, but of civilized human life. God has given human society so many things to eat. Nice fruits, vegetables, grains, and first-class milk. From milk, one can prepare hundreds of nutritious foods, but no one knows the art. Instead, people maintain big slaughterhouses and eat meat. They are not even civilized. When man is uncivilized, he kills poor animals and eats them. Civilized men know the art of preparing foods from milk. For instance, on our new Vrindavan farm in West Virginia, we make hundreds of first-class preparations from milk. Whenever visitors come, they are astonished that from milk such nice foods can be prepared. The blood of the cow is very nutritious. But civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but cow's blood transformed. You can make milk into so many things: yogurt, curd, ghee, and so on. And by combining these milk products with grains, fruits and vegetables, you can make hundreds of preparations. This is civilized life. Not directly killing any animal and eating its flesh. The innocent cow is simply eating grass given by God and supplying milk which you can live on. Do you think cutting the cow's throat and eating its flesh is civilized?
No, I agree with you 100%, Swamiji. Hare Krishna. In the 12 years from his arrival in New York until his final days, he circled the globe 14 times on lecture tours that took him to 6 continents, initiated many disciples awarding sannyasa initiations, introduced Vedic Gurukul education to a Western audience, directed the funding of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust to be the world's largest publisher of ancient and classical Vaishnava religious texts, founded the religious colony New Vrindavan in West Virginia, authored more than 80 books on Vedic philosophy, religion, literature and culture, introduced international celebrations in the capitals of the world like that of Jagannatha processions. ISKCON grew to a confederation of more than 108 temples, various institutes and farm communities. Through his mission, he followed and communicated the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and introduced Bhakti Yoga to an international audience. Within Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this was viewed as the fulfillment of a long-term mission to introduce Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings to the world. Bhaktivedanta Swami's most significant contribution are his books. Within the final 20 years of his life, Bhaktivedanta Swami translated over 60 volumes of classic Vedic scriptures such as the Bhagavad-gītā and the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam into the English language. Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,